Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. Macro guru Raoul says crypto gearing up for real run to all-time highs. Here's his timeline. Next, after Bitcoin, will the SEC Greenlight spot Ethereum ETF this year? Also, Bitcoin in very early innings of structural bull run as BTC showing no signs of distribution, says Alden. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. We are a new channel here on YouTube, and would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, macro guru Raoul says crypto gearing up for real run to all-time highs. Here's his timeline. Former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul says that the crypto industry appears to be setting the stage for a bull run to new all-time highs. In a new Ask Me Anything session, the Real Vision chief executive and macro guru says that while he expects chop in the short term, he's also anticipating that digital assets to spark the real run to record figures later this year. According to Powell, a combination of the recent approval of spot market Bitcoin exchange-traded funds and BTC's upcoming halving event, which will see miner rewards cut in half in April, will ultimately push the crypto king and digital assets up after leveraged positions are liquidated. All of the pre-orders for the ETFs have now been filled. All of these ETF providers have been going to all their clients, begging them, "You need to do this." Everyone's done that. There will be some follow-on next week. A lot of the GBTC or Grayscale Bitcoin Trust guys are unwinding, and some will wait a few days to see if the market is stronger or whatever, so that goes on for a while. You've then brought forward a lot of demand. By the end of it, maybe it's a $1 billion, maybe it's $2 billion of demand you'll have brought forward. So then who's the buyer? You've got the people who front ran this, who want to sell, so you're going to see volatility, and I've always reminded you guys the do not F this up mantra. Part of that is expect 30% to 35% pullbacks. Could be less, but just expect them, and that often happens when you get to this kind of 0.618 Fibonacci level in the first leg of the bull run. It often corrects sharply, and people get washed out. Leverage is cleared out, and then the real run starts. And the real run is the run to all-time highs and beyond. That usually starts around the halving, so I'm guessing there's maybe a month or two of chop. Bitcoin is trading for $42,953 at time of writing, a fractional decrease during the last 24 hours. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline, after Bitcoin, will the SEC Greenlight spot Ethereum ETF this year? The majority of the crypto community sees an ETH ETF coming live in the U.S. this year. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission finally greenlighted a spot Bitcoin ETF earlier this week, although in a slightly reluctant fashion. Now, speculations are starting to arise on when the agency will do the same in terms of an exchange-traded fund tracking the performance of the second largest cryptocurrency. When ETH ETF. 2023 will go down in history as the year with the most news and developments in terms of ETFs, as numerous companies filed for such products for BTC and ETH. Perhaps the trend intensified after BlackRock did so in the middle of the year, and many others followed. With already nearly a dozen BTC ETFs trading on U.S. stock markets, the focus has now shifted to other cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum. Currently, several companies have filed to launch such products, including Grayscale, which is trying to convert its ETH trust into a spot ETF, as it did with its flagship trust, GBTC. The SEC, though, keeps delaying the decision, with most applications now having to wait until May. History shows that the Commission tends to delay or reject crypto ETFs for years before it finally allows them to reach the markets. But will this be the case now as well? The analytics platform Sentiment took it to X to check with the community about their opinion on the matter. It turns out that the majority, over 52%, in fact, believe the U.S. will have a spot Ethereum ETF by the end of this year. Roughly 10% are even more optimistic, saying it will be greenlighted this month, while 11.3% don't see it ever happening. Price effects. We saw that BTC skyrocketed in the months ahead of the SEC approvals and even on the first day of trading. However, the trend reversed violently in the following day or so, and the asset slumped by almost $8,000 in 36 hours when the ETFs were already live for trading. This has given those in camp sell the news advantage so far. ETH, on the other hand, has just now started to increase in value, which could be a speculative run as many expect an ETF to arrive soon. As such, it would be interesting to follow how ETH's price will perform in the months prior and after such a product is approved, if ever. Our next top headline: Bitcoin in very early innings of structural bull run as BTC showing no signs of distribution, says Alden. Macroeconomics guru Alden believes that the ongoing Bitcoin bull market is still intact as long-term holders refuse to sell even after BTC's year-long rally. In a new interview on crypto influencer Natalie Brunel's YouTube channel, Alden says that BTC is in the very early stages of its structural bull run. The macro guru highlights that she's still not seeing signs that long-term BTC holders are selling their coins, even though Bitcoin is up about 160% in the last 12 months. So far, we've not really seen any sign of distribution, so when Bitcoin goes through major bull runs, normally some of those older holders start to sell into the market strength. Maybe they want to rebalance, maybe they want to consume, so you see some of that distribution as new buyers come in, and that process hasn't even started yet based on any sort of on-chain analysis you look at. I still think we're very early in the structural bull run, but I do think it's important not to take a bull run for granted. It's not necessarily owed to you just because the halving is happening or just because it's on that cycle. I think it's probably still likely over the next 2 years, but it is important to manage your expectations and risk accordingly. Earlier this month, Alden said Bitcoin cycles are correlated to global liquidity and that BTC could rally to as high as $200,000 before the end of 2025. At time of writing, Bitcoin is worth $43,010. So this concludes our top headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.